Good afternoon. I'm Kelsey Davis. We start with breaking news from criminal court in Orleans Parish. A judge sets a new retrial date for Cardell Hayes. Hayes stands accused of killing former New Orleans Saints star and Hall of Famer Will Smith. Ashland Brothers is live outside criminal court with the latest.
Well, Kelsey, that new date is set for February 5th, 2024. Now, District Attorney Jason Williams tells me that he thought Cardell Hayes would come into court today, take some accountability and plead guilty. Clearly, that was not the case. Now, Judge Camille Burris' courtroom was packed this morning with friends and family from both sides. Will Smith's widow Raquel looked very upset and had to be consoled by friends and family, holding her hand, patting her shoulder. DA Williams says she took her kids out of school today to get some degree of closure, expecting to have their voices heard and be one step closer to sentencing, and instead sat around waiting for the defense team to show up before being handed a very short hearing. The now 36-year-old was previously convicted in December of 2016 of manslaughter and attempted manslaughter in connection with a road rage incident that happened in the Lower Garden District in April of that same year. Now, investigators say Hayes fatally shot former Saints Pro Bowl defensive end Will Smith 8 times in the back and side and shot Smith's wife Raquel in the legs. Hayes served less than 5 years of a 25-year sentence before his conviction was vacated by a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that deemed the split 10-2 jury verdict unconstitutional. DA Williams says there are no winners. Everyone loses in court.
This whole city celebrated Will Smith. They loved him whether they met him or not. He was the city's champion. And, you know, you see on social media and other places people talking about being on Team Cardell or Team Will. It's not a game.
Now, we just spoke to Hayes' defense attorney moments ago. He says there was never a plea deal in place. He says his client maintains he acted in self-defense, as he argued last time around. And he says that, of course, he's been very depressed since the entire situation happened. Now, as for DA Williams, he says that the firearm enhancement could be applied, and that would lead to a larger sentence. We'll hear much more from both Williams and the defense's side coming up at 4 and 5. Live outside of Criminal District Court, Ashland Brothers, Fox 8, Local First.